to the Gosh Daniel podcast, episode 12, I think. This is the podcast that has the catchphrase of You probably hear that all the time, and it's maybe your favorite, it's maybe your least favorite, but it is our catchphrase. We're working on t-shirts right now, actually. You'll just get the t-shirt that just says on the front, and on the back it'll have our logo. I think it'll be pretty nice.
Or maybe even the word.
The word.
Yes.
That's a little bit worse. I like my idea better. Keep trying. Trying. It's all right. Whatever. I don't want to ruin, I don't want to break your mind or your heart or your soul or whatever it is that you feel emotions with. I don't want to hurt your feelings. That's what I'm trying to get at here by saying that your idea is worse, but it is much worse. Now, you probably don't hear quite as often as we made it sound, and that's because I'm good at editing. Not to toot my own horn. I'm amazing. I'm brilliant.
Thank you for
really
letting us know. We had no idea.
I just wanted you to know that. But last week you might have heard it a bit more because I was the one who was not editing, and I think I had Daniel edit.
Excuse me?
I was on vacation, and so Daniel. I didn't listen to the whole podcast last week, but I did listen to some of it. And what I did hear, there were some awkward pauses. I didn't hear any specific but I doubt they were cut out because of how apparent the awkward silence was. So I apologize for the last episode, but also at the same time, it was pretty darn good, and it's better than no podcast at all. So I think you guys should stop complaining.
Oh yeah, we totally received a lot of complaints. Because,
everybody tweeted us and just said, "You suck."
They were like, "Did Daniel edit that episode? Oh my word, I could totally tell."
Exactly. Yeah.
And actually, did you know, if you listen back to the podcast, the final conclusion was that you were going to edit it, but no, I received a text, okay, and it was like, "You're editing the podcast." I was like, no.
No.
And then
No.
And then I was like, what?
That's not what happened. I was on a trip, and I said, "Hey, do you mind if you could edit the podcast? Because I'm busy and I'm doing things." And then you were like, sure. And then you were like, "No, I'm not going to do that." And then you were like, "No, sure." And then you did.
Yeah, it was complicated because I felt deceived a little bit, like I was told one thing and then you just playing with my emotions here, and then all of a sudden I have this huge responsibility to take on, and I'm like, I guess I just got to do it, it's what I'm called for, last minute things like this. It's my specialty, okay? And so I did it, and I did it to the best of my ability, all right? And by the way, I kind of like the we can't rely on this editing, all right? We can't heavily edit the podcast so much that we rely on it, and yet we never learn how to speak live normally without pausing or saying a lot.
That's a good point. So that's why in the last few, I've been editing a bit less. I know that you guys are very interested in how we edit. But so I understand that one needed more editing because we had a guest star, and those are always a bit more tricky.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Thank you for clearing that up. Well, we might want to get to the topic of today's episode, if that's all right.
I forgot we have topics and stuff like that now.
No, we've always had them.
Okay, fine. Well, whatever. I was just trying to, make it sound like we're growing and getting better as a podcast. But if that's not what you want, then yeah, sure, we've always been this great, which also means we've always been this bad. Now, I guess the topic is the Beauty and the Beast live-action remake thing. We both saw that, and it was terrible. Reserve judgment.
Excuse me?
You might have liked it, actually. I'm not sure. I don't know.
I
guess we should just jump in.
What were your... Okay, so when you went to the theater, you obviously had your opinion of it from the start, and you were... I don't know, like, what were you thinking when you were going to the theater to watch this?
I went into it thinking this is going to be bad. So, that might have skewed my opinion a bit. But it was worse than I thought.
That's
yeah,
nice.
yeah. So we went and we saw it in like these weird luxury seats, like the whole leather thing that reclines. It's sort of like those leather recliners at the AMC, but like more fancy somehow. I don't understand. They have like little trays and they go back way farther. And anyways, so we went to see it in those like weird luxury seat things, and I ended up just pulling out my phone and started just typing all the things I really thought were annoying that I didn't want to forget. And
Good for you.
don't forgive, don't forget. That's my motto with movies. And
Oh, that's nice.
yeah, I just that's what I do, and I'm proud of it. Just like I am proud of everything I do. Okay.
So
my editing is amazing.
Is prepared for this episode.
I am very prepared.
We'll just have to wait to see it come out in action.
Okay.
See his preparation in action.
It will come out. Yes.
Okay.
I can promise that much. How was it for you? How did you see it? When did you see it? And why did you see it? And what did you think when you saw it?
Yeah. Well, I got a great deal for T-Mobile Tuesday, right? And it was $5 movie tickets at my theater or whatever, because on Tuesdays that's how it works. And so I only paid like $2 to go see it, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I saved some money. That I'm pretty proud of that. Okay. And I don't know. I didn't really have too much of an opinion about this. I was just like, I know it's not going to be as good as the original. I know it's going to be weird auto-tune Emma Watson. And I knew I got what I expected. So for me, it was good. It was. I mean, it was Disney, so it was okay. It wasn't anything mind-blowing. Of course, I mean, the technology and the CGI was just no. There's not much I can really say about it because I like if I'm gonna watch Beauty and the Beast in like maybe a couple of years from now, I'm not gonna be like, yeah, we should totally watch the live action one. I'm probably just gonna want to watch the animated one and not like, I don't know. It didn't really faze me too much, is all, I guess. So.
Yeah, that's good.
Anyways, I'm curious to hear some of these notes that you took as you were in the theater.
All right, yeah. I just pulled it out, and I can just read off exactly what I said, and then I guess we can unpack it later. But I was typing. I didn't care about my grammar. I just typed in. So Emma Watson overacts and is awful at singing. The mixing is out of place with the music, and the Beast singing is out of place. The CG is bad, and the wolves sound like lions. Chip is terrible, and Lumiere is annoying. Some things are over the top, and the music is bad. If it weren't for the music scenes, it would be an okay movie, but not all that good. With them, I dislike it a lot more. The songs that they added are absolutely terrible. There is one exception to the songs that they added, but they did add one song which I thought was good. I don't remember the name of it. Was it like Evermore or something like that? The other ones were bad. I didn't think there was too much good. And I mean, I could list off good things too. I just decided to type out all the bad things because most of the rest of it was okay. But yeah. It disappointed me because, I mean, here, let's just talk about the acting real quick.
Okay.
What did you think overall?
It was kind of bland, I guess. I mean, if I tried to say it, like, it was bland, I guess. It's the only way I can describe it. I mean, there's nothing I could really expect from it because I don't know how they were supposed to make their own spin on it turning into live action, because I mean, in terms of like from the original, they have the animated, right? They have their characters and stuff like that, and in the live action they wanted to I guess do their own thing. They didn't want to be like an exact copy of it. So with Belle, I guess they tried to make her more of the town, like, I don't know, feminist or something like that. And I guess that was, I don't know, it was interesting. And I mean, the acting, it was bland. I don't know why. It's just all I can really say. There wasn't really anything to it, I don't think.
Yeah, I didn't think there was too much. I thought there were, I guess to start off, I thought there were a few people that were good. I thought Gaston had an interesting twist in the way his personality was a little bit different from the cartoon in a way that I actually thought worked. where he tries to be a bit nicer and isn't just like he tries to be nice and fails a little bit and then just gets really mad, which I feel like Gaston in the original cartoon wasn't exactly trying to be nice to that extent. I don't know. I thought that was interesting, just like those whole scenes with him and his dad, him and Belle's dad. I thought that was good. Um,
Yeah.
I thought he did well. I thought the Beast overall did well. I just think I think he looked terrible and the CG was bad. Um,
I think they totally could have designed him better to make him look more beastly.
yeah, that's the thing though, is that it looked like something out of like one of the early Narnia movies. It was about the
Oh, you're
CG
so
level of The
right.
Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe more than it was
You're
the
so
CG
right.
level
Yeah.
of like what the Jungle Book was, or stuff like that.
Yeah. I
So
totally get that. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I thought that the weird, like I don't know, Lumiere and Cogsworth, and they all looked pretty good, but I think
Yeah.
in
I think
terms
they
of like
did
the
it.
animals, they looked bad.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, with anything with fur, maybe looked pretty bad.
Yeah,
I thought they did a good job with the inanimate objects. I guess.
I think they did good too. I'm not a fan of the design. I don't know. I wasn't a fan of the design, but I liked I liked some things about it. I think the CG looked better for those inanimate objects more than that fact that I actually liked the design. I just think it didn't look like inherently like
Uh
bad
huh.
or cheap looking.
Yeah, and I think they could have made it like be really freaky the way that they. It's hard, I guess, to because in the cartoon they just have these eyes and they look kind of cartoony, and that's fine, right? Because animation is a different thing. But turning it into live action, I think they were smart the way they did it because it didn't look too creepy or freaky. It seemed good. I mean, I didn't mind too much the way that the teacups they had the painted eyes. I
No,
didn't
I
think
think
that
it
was
worked.
for
Yeah.
me. I thought that was fine. I wasn't too bugged by it. I know some people were.
No, I mean I know that's definitely true. Like a lot of people were not liking the look of Miss Potts and Mrs. Potts, I guess, and Chip. But I thought it worked all right. I do think
Mm-hmm.
that Chip was terrible, not because of how he looked, but because of just like the weird things they would do with him, where like he's like skating on this little thing all the way across the room and bouncing around. And I thought also the kid actor wasn't very good.
Yeah, they didn't really show his face. I mean, when they all transformed and stuff, I just saw the back of his head a bunch, and that was kind of funny.
Yeah, I wasn't too much of a fan of like his personality and how he acted, but I didn't think he looked bad. Um, yeah, I thought Lumiere actually looked good. The
Yeah,
design
I
grew
agree.
on me throughout the movie, but I just think Ewan McGregor cannot do a French accent at all. It was bad casting, not because he's bad, but because he can't do that sort of accent, which I don't blame him. I just wish that he didn't tarnish his name by trying to do a French accent in a movie where everyone's supposed to be French and doesn't have a French accent. I mean, if you think about it, it makes no sense for Lumiere to be the
That's
only one
true.
with a French accent because they're all French, except Cogsworth.
Yeah, that's true. I'm sure they would make a huge fuss though, all the fans and stuff, if he didn't have a French accent
They would, but it makes
in the
no
live action.
sense, really. I mean, just let Ewan McGregor talk Ewan McGregor if
Yeah.
you're gonna get Ewan McGregor. Then he needs to Ewan McGregor. He can't French McGregor. I just
Yeah.
like saying McGregor. I think it's fun.
I noticed.
Yeah.
Actually, one thing that just kind of popped into my head that I did remember, something that I thought was kind of cool, like how they use the live action to fix some of the plot holes in the original. What do you think about that?
I feel like the plot holes were some of them felt like they sort of tried to explain it away or explained it away by like not giving enough detail for that to be a plot hole. But I didn't I don't know. I didn't really care too much about Beauty and the Beast, so I don't really care about the plot holes in it. I didn't think it was like bad or anything, but it wasn't
Yeah.
like my favorite thing ever, and it didn't make me like the movie anymore.
Yeah, that's true. I just think it's interesting them doing that, and I thought it's kind of cool that they decided not to repeat the same like plot holes and stuff, and they should just fix some stuff up with the live action. I thought that was, I don't know, it wasn't like, it doesn't like make the impression of the movie any better, but it was interesting that Disney actually saw those plot holes and recognized them enough to fix it in the live action.
Yeah, I guess that was cool. I'm not against it.
It's good to know that Disney does watch CinemaSins after all.
Oh, that's funny. I didn't even think about that.
Well, anyways, how about the so you put on your list, I guess, of notes, you talked about the audio mixing or something like that. I'm not really good with analyzing all that stuff, of course, besides bad autotune, but you said something about the wolves, I guess. Could you explain more? Could you elaborate?
Yeah. Okay, so sorry, the audio might sound a little bit different, but I had to take it off the stand because reasons. So yeah, I felt like the mixing is out of place in that. Let me just use the example of the opening scene with Belle, like that first scene with Belle, that whole song. Mm-hmm. I feel like that was mixed poorly because she's, like there'll be an example where she's all the way across the screen, but it sounds like she's right up to a mic in a recording studio with a bunch of sound protection around her. It sounds like they're in a recording studio, but she's like all the way across the screen in the middle of town, and that sort of thing just made it feel really out of place. I felt like that was a bad idea. You want to make it sound at the very least like it's actually happening that way. Like they're actually all singing that, not just like they're mouthing out the words to a song that they sang before. That does take you out of the movie.
I see that. Yeah.
I don't think every part of the movie was like that, but there was enough of it that I found it, annoying.
Yeah. I know I know that for some like musicals and the movies, what they do is they have like them sing the songs in the recording studio and then sing the songs actually as they're filming it, and then in post they like merge them together to get like something like that. They like mix them together, I guess.
That's what they really should do, because it does sound better in like every other musical I've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's just because Emma Watson can't actually sing that they just wanted this audio, studio recording one.
I don't know why they cast her, because she overacts like crazy, and then she couldn't sing. So there was really no point in having her other than that she's famous.
Yeah, and I mean, she hasn't really been in a lot of good movies as of like recently. This was kind of her big...
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Like, she hasn't... I've never seen a movie... I'm not saying that she's a bad actress, but I haven't seen a movie in which I've thought, wow, Emma Watson acted well.
Yeah.
I mean, in the Harry Potter ones, I've only seen the first few, and she seems to overact in those, too.
Yeah.
I don't know. I bet she's a good actress, because people always say she is. I just haven't seen a movie that I thought she acted well
in. The hate against Emma Watson. Tweet us now. This new rivalry is forming.
Oh, yes, it's definitely a rivalry. Me and Emma Watson,
It's going to be in all the...
we're at odds right now.
The gossip magazines. It's going to be in all the gossip magazines, yeah.
Yeah, well, Gosh Daniel Podcast takes a shot at Emma Watson. The ensuing drama.
Yes. That's how we'll get our fame, though, right? Because of hating someone else.
That's how I always thought about getting fame. Just hate someone else and you'll be famous. That's why I hate you.
Precisely. Okay, but look where that's getting us. We're not famous yet, are we?
Oh. Yeah, that's a good point. I don't hate you anymore.
Yay.
I tried for a while.
I did notice, however, that the wolves sounded like lions, so...
Yes, that was the worst. That really, really peeved me. Just the fact that, like, the lions, they growl, and then you hear and mixed in is, like, the sound of a lion. It sounded like MGM. It didn't work. Like, I thought I was watching I thought the movie had restarted, and there was, like, the MGM logo thing with the lion growling. Like, that's what it sounded like every single time to me.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I because I remember when you texted me, You're like, don't text back. I'm in the theater right now, but the wolves sound horrible. And
Oh,
and they
yeah.
did. I honestly thought they did. It was really weird. They did not. They sounded like some weird hybrid. As wolves sounds go. I mean, I guess we're not professionals, but it did bug me.
I just thought it was really sort of sad that they had gotten such like bad sound designers, or like they had a bad direction somewhere in there. I don't understand how that happens to a movie that big.
Yeah, this is Disney for Pete's sake. They need to like, I mean, they're usually on top of things for the most part, I guess, except for when they're doing live action remakes. But honestly, I don't think that that's what they're thinking about right now, considering how much money it's making and how many like, it's like sixth place for biggest opening and fourth place for most like grossing and for its second weekend or something like that. So
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I feel like people shouldn't. And so I was talking to friends, other friends. I was talking to Shira. Now that I think about it, friend of the show, previous guest star Shira, and she was saying she liked the movie. So I was talking to her about why she liked it, and all the things that she was saying she did like were things about the original movie, and that's exactly what I feel like is wrong with some of these remakes. Is that like you need to give it your own, twist a bit if you want to remake a popular famous movie.
yeah, I agree though, because the only reason why I liked it was because of all the original elements that they had. None of the none of the new CGI or the bad singing or the bad wolf growling. It was just all the original elements that they had, and then they put it into this new movie. But I could live without it. That's the only reason why I liked it was because it was Beauty and the Beast, and so it's kind of unfair almost of Disney just making more money off the same exact movie.
Yeah, I mean it definitely makes it so people aren't going to see other movies. It's taking away from original movies that might be in the theater.
Yeah, like Life. Did you hear about that? I don't think it's doing well at all.
I've heard about it. I didn't know if it was any good.
Ryan Reynolds and Jake Gyllenhaal, apparently they weren't good enough to get people to go to their movie because I don't think it's making a lot of money.
Well, why would it when Beauty and the Beast is out and people can just watch the same movie they already know they like, again in a worse way?
Exactly, but it's still really good because it's Beauty and the Beast. It's the only reason why it's still good.
I don't know. I don't even think it's good because I feel like it doesn't stand on its own. And everything that they tried to do that was different, for the most part, I thought was pretty bad. With the exception of Gaston and Belle's dad, I guess. I liked them.
That's and I thought the Beast was okay. You can't really come to this movie and watch it as if it's its own movie. You have to, enjoy and know what the first one is to really enjoy and know the live action one.
Exactly.
Honestly, I think that's what it is. And it just goes back to our first episode where we talk about sequels and remakes and prequels and this whole thing where it's not it's not its own movie. And so therefore I don't think it's right. I mean, they're probably going to continue doing it for sure, considering how much money it's all making.
No doubt. And they're going to stop being original with them. We're not going to get something closer to like a Maleficent or even a Cinderella because doing the exact same thing again worked pretty well for them.
Yep. And people didn't like Maleficent, I don't think.
No, I don't think it was good, but I did think it was better than this.
Was Maleficent was by Disney, right?
Yeah, it was by Disney, and it was Angelina Jolie, and
it's confusing because they so many people have the rights to. I don't know. They made a lot of other companies are making live action stuff, and it's really confusing. Okay, yeah.
Well, didn't you say that you saw a live action Beauty and the Beast at like a DVD for it before the movie came out?
Yes. Oh my word. So I was at Best Buy and I saw this, and it was like a really cheesy live action looking Beauty and the Beast thing, and it was like it looked horrible, and like the Beast looked really weird. And it was really bad. It was hilarious though. It was really funny.
Was it like an Italian version of it or something like that?
Yeah, I think it was just a really low budget, like, foreign version that they got the rights. I don't know how, probably.
Well, I don't think Beauty and the Beast was something Disney came up with.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. I don't know. It's hard though to know the rights and stuff like that because people still can't go around making movies called Beauty and the Beast with the exact same plot, can they?
Well, they probably can. I mean, it's just the same as, all of those Snow White movies we got. And it's probably pretty similar to, I don't know.
They each had their own rights and they each kind of had their own spin on it, so.
Well, we haven't seen that one, have we?
We haven't seen what?
That new Beauty and the Beast, that other one, the Italian one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay, movie night, all right? I'm going to go watch it, and I'm going to go see what it is.
You should do it.
Italian Beauty and the Beast. It's set in France, but it's Italian.
Italian France.
Italian France.
Which is just, instead of everybody having a British accent in France, everybody just has an Italian accent in France.
You know what we should do though? We should have a formal Beauty and the Beast review, but it should be of the other one, the knockoff Beauty and the Beast.
Oh my gosh, that would be pretty funny. And everybody listens thinking it's the actual live action one, and it's not.
Exactly.
We thought it was good. I liked Vesira El Taranto's performance. I thought she was really good as Belle.
Exactly. Oh, that'd be so funny. And then our one problem with it would be like, I just wonder why everyone has Italian accents if it's based in France. And they're they had Italian accents? Oh, that'd be good. That'd be really good. Well, is there any other things on your list that you wanted to, go into a little bit more?
Sorry, what was the question?
Is there any other, is there anything else on your list that you want to, discuss further into more?
Well, I mean, I just thought that the songs they added weren't all that good.
And help me remember here, which songs did they add?
Well, didn't they add something that was that Mrs. Potts was singing while Belle was nursing the Beast back to health? That one that they sang, I thought was sort of weird. I didn't really like the fact that they kept talking about the curse in a way that they didn't do in the cartoon. I felt like that was weird, and they did that around that scene too, and probably in that song.
Oh, did she ask them why did she ask? Was that the scene when she asked all the servants or whatever why they stay and serve him? Or
I think so, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I think that was also an attempt for them to close a plot hole.
Just to explain something.
Yeah, because that was also on CinemaSins. Literally, I watched his video a couple days before, and I felt like they were literally just talking. They saw the video, and they're like, all right, we're going to just find a way to close all of these up. And they just basically, blatantly, just said things so that they could close the plot holes. It's so funny.
That's pretty funny. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. So one of them...
Oh, was it... Sorry, you go? Yeah?
No. I think it was Days in the Sun or something like that. Was that one of them? I think that was it.
Sorry, I'm Googling it. Keyboard noise. Yeah, is that one that they added?
I think so, yeah. I didn't like it.
Beauty and the Beast. Watch, it's gonna be an original, and everyone's gonna hate you. Yeah, wait. Yeah, I think that was a new one.
Yeah, I didn't think
it was Days in the Sun. Yep. Yeah.
I thought that one was bad. I thought Evermore just didn't really fit in the movie, but it was okay. I don't know. I wasn't overall... I guess I wasn't overall a fan of the music. I thought it was bad. Yeah, let's see. That's pretty much it. I have a lot of editing to do because of all the background noise, and I apologize if you can hear some of that.
Yeah, maybe we'll just have to have a little recording in the beginning of a editing Bob here.
Editing Bob here. I just got a lot of how do you say background noise, and yeah.
Exactly. Well, I guess if that's all, we should probably close things up and wish everyone a great day.
Oh, yeah, but we should tell social medias. We are on, if you're listening on iTunes, we're on Stitcher and YouTube. If you're on YouTube, we're on Stitcher and iTunes. And if you're on Stitcher, you're doing it wrong. Okay, continuing on, we're on Twitter at GoshDanielPod. We're on Patreon, patreon.com/GoshDaniel.
Speaking of which, we'd like to thank our patrons.
We have a few patrons. One of them is Myron Smith.
Thank you, Myron. Yeah.
Another one is Hunt the Bunt Gunter Schmunter, who I am actually going to go see La La Land with later. It's happening.
Oh, no. You're not going to do that to me. He said that so many times to me in the past that he's going to go see it.
I'm going in an hour. It's
what?
A thing. It's happening.
Oh, my word. Take me with you.
I can't. Because I don't like you. And because Hunt doesn't like you. Hunt said he only gives to the Patreon because it's me. He says he doesn't like you. He said that in the Patreon feed. You should pay attention to the feed.
What?
He said that. And if you want to confirm that he said that, maybe you should become a patron. And then you get access to our feed. You just give $1 a month. Then you get access to our feed. You can confirm.
You want me to be a patron? Okay.
I want your money. Yes, even you.
Thanks for that. Well, that's really nice. We also want to thank our listener of the week, of the month, Brent Bell. Thank you for listening. That's really nice of you.
Woo.
We have a listener. That's so nice.
We have a consistent listener. Love to all of you consistent listeners. And if you're only sort of consistent, you might not hear this. But if you do, hey, it's not too hard to become a consistent listener. All you need to do is just listen. It's pretty easy.
Yeah, or you can just be a cool person. And, I mean, the thing is, a lot of people say that they can't, listen on YouTube because it's so long, the podcast episodes. But, iTunes is a lot more, reasonable. You can do double speed, and you can turn off your phone, and you can just take it with you. It's a little bit more practical, I guess. But, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Just
thought I'd give that little message.
iTunes is probably the best, most convenient way to listen of the three. But
yeah, and if you
Stitcher's
don't
really
have... If you don't have an Apple device, that's why we're on Stitcher, so, you're not forced to YouTube. It's okay.
Yeah, so if you don't have an Apple device, you can use Stitcher. You can use it on your computer or anywhere else. You don't need to, download iTunes or something. You don't need to download a Stitcher app. It's all good, and it all works from there in the browser. So, yeah, that's convenient that Stitcher does that. And so maybe you're not doing it wrong. Maybe you're just, you're just dealing...
You're ahead of the game.
Dealing with what you have, you really know how to make things work for you. Not to
I feel like we should get a sponsorship from Stitcher.
Answer. We should get a sponsorship. Stitcher, if you're
sponsor
listening,
us.
And we know people are listening on Stitcher, but if you're listening, specifically people from Stitcher, I don't know why you would bother to give us money, but that would be nice.
But you should.
Yeah, and we'll say how good Stitcher is.
We're really good at crowdsourcing and our huge following. They really care what we think, and so if we say that we love Stitcher,
3 million followers on Twitter, and if you want to confirm, you should go look at us on Twitter.
Exactly, which we doubt you'll do because no one seems to. Okay, yeah.
It's pretty
Anyways,
sad,
thank you. Yeah, it's really sad, but we're just going to close this off on a happy note because guess what? Bob is going to go see La La Land in an hour, and the best part of that is that he's seeing it right after we record the podcast, so when he's really upset and thinks it's really stupid and not likes it, he has to wait a whole week, and I can convince him that it's really good through that week, so that by the time in our next episode, he'll be like, he loves La La Land, so.
Oh, you're so evil.
Thank you. I am. I planned this all. I knew you would go see La La Land an hour after we record the podcast.
Just like you knew I'd come out to see you for your birthday.
Excuse me? You didn't. I was alone. It was so sad.
I'm just saying,
Anyways,
maybe you're wrong.
Yeah, maybe you actually did visit me, but I had no clue.
Yeah, I was your cousin the whole time.
That's probably what happened. Oh, that makes sense. You were my cousin.
That's why I thought the Shins were so good.
Yes. That's very true.
Sorry,
all right,
none of this is going to make sense to any
yeah.
of you, so I'll cut it out. But, you know.
Maybe maybe not. Because
maybe
you know how
not.
people personal things.
You like
and since
personal
nobody really
things.
listens to the end anyways.
Yeah, you probably stopped
really...
listening like 20 minutes ago. But anyways,
maybe
thank you for listening.
Anymore. Yes.
We'll catch you guys later. And peace out and all that stuff.
Yes. Peace out, home slice out. Don't pout.
Yeah, you better not pout.
Eat some sauerkraut.
Oh, I love some sauerkraut. That's good. All right. All right, bye.
All right, bye.